All right, Dixon Williams joining us in the Pirate Radio studios, knocking this out at 2:30 before our show airs at 3 o'clock, but did want to get Dixon on live. So if you do have a question or comment, you can get it in while he's here for the next few minutes as we talk Pirate baseball. And Dixon, first of all, good to see you again. How you doing, man?
Doing good.
It is about that time. I've been asking your teammates, like, when does it start to feel real? Are you at that point yet?
I'd say so. I think right after the banquet, that feeling starts to kick in. So, yeah, it's knocking on the door.
How was the banquet the other night? I've talked to Brian Bailey. We'll talk to Mike Harrington, who spoke at that banquet coming up on Tuesday. And also Coach Lartigue was in earlier, his first experience. But how about you? What was kind of your highlights from the other night?
It was great. It was a great time. Obviously very busy, and the fans showed out, and it was a good event.
Yeah, and I heard it was long, a lot of good speeches. Yeah. I heard Gavin went pretty quick with his.
Yeah, I mean, he got up there. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna keep it brief," and I didn't know how true that was, but yeah, he did a good job. He had some good feel there.
Mully told me Starr spoke quite a bit, and I have not really talked to Jacob Starling a whole lot, and in fact, not at all really until media day. And heard him spoke, but and Mully said, I don't know how true it is, but sounds like he's kind of growing up, maturing. We just haven't really heard him talk, and now he's talking quite a bit.
Yeah, no, it surprised a lot of us. I didn't even know he was speaking. I knew Beal and Carter were, but when he got up there, it surprised me. But he did an awesome job.
And you yourself are pretty, from what I know, laid back, quiet kind of guy.
Yeah.
How much talking are you doing in the clubhouse, in the dugout, or on game day?
I get pretty chatty once I get to know somebody. I think the initial conversations I have with people probably aren't as long or in depth. But, yeah, I'd say I talk a good amount in the locker room.
Well, a lot of people, a lot of your teammates have been talking about your great off season. Have you been able to carry that into week one of scrimmages? How'd the first weekend go out there for you?
Yeah, it was good. It was more so a weekend of just being competitive. Didn't really get pitches to drive that much. So just, taking what I need to take, and hopefully this weekend get some pitches that are drivable.
Yeah, well, I guess guys are trying to pitch around you, which maybe they'll be doing during the regular season.
Hopefully not, but yeah.
How about the fielding aspect of it over at, I guess, third base? Is that where you're at right now?
I'm at third base. Got a couple hot shots this weekend, so it was good to see those right now and get ready for them in the season. Yeah,
you can't play scared, but you always got to play aware, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Well, what's it like over there?
Yeah, it's different because you feel a lot closer than the pitcher's mound, even though you're not. Because that guy can just turn on it and hit one down there. But my first real experience was really last year at the regional. I go in and sitting in there, and I think it was the later innings. I want to say the bottom of the eighth, and I forgot who's their righty hitter.
Talking about Virginia?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He smoked one down the line at me, and I don't even think I reacted to the ball. It got past me so quick. So that kind of got me ready for third base. But, yeah, it gets hit down there all the time.
And then a runner on first or runner on second, and they're showing bunt, and you got to go in. That's got to be pretty terrifying.
Well, Star's the worst for that because he's a good runner, so I got to be in a little bit anyway. He can bunt, but he also just rips it down the line all the time. So I'm like, yeah, that one gets a little scary, those situations. But when a lefty comes up, you're like, oh, yeah, you don't get comfortable, but you're just like, hey, he's not going to smash one down here at me.
How about the new corner infield for the Pirates? So Josh Moylan gone over there at first as well. Sounds like Carter Cunningham. We know about Cam Clonch. Carter said on media day that fielding ground balls is still an adventure sometime for him, but he said he's really improved on that. So how's everybody looking? You still got, of course, Barini and Starling in that middle infield.
Yep. You got Carter and Clonch, and then Chaz is over there as well, and they've all been doing a good job just competing, and honestly, they all look great over there. They all swing it, so it's going to be fun to see them all kind of duke it out.
Who's over at third with you? Who else is over there?
Right now it is me, Colby Wallace, Parker goes over there, and then Nate Crispin as well.
All right, got some options there and throughout the infield. How about working with Coach Palumbo? He's got you guys playing great defense every year. What's a defensive workout like with Coach?
Yeah, we have just a set routine pretty much we do every day. Just drop ball drills, working on our footwork, and then we go into short hops with each other where you just kind of flip it, and then go right into, we call it 4-man fungo, and you got slow hands, get arounds, forehands, backhands, and then we start doing throws to first, double plays, righty shift, lefty shift, and then go with a little slow roller to get it off, and then we're done.
Yeah, how about as far as situations go? How much are you able to work on those during practice, during the season, where you try to cover it's going to be almost impossible to cover every single scenario, but you try to cover everything you can, right?
Yeah, they do a great job of that. So we call it situational scrimmage. So guys are taking BP, but then coach will set up a situation like first and third, one out.
Right.
That way guys are moving, knowing where to get to the spot, and kind of like every ball's not hit the same, so it's going to be different a little play, so everybody kind of has to adjust, and we got to communicate is the biggest thing.
And since we played, Pee Wee Little League, a pickle has been a thing, a rundown. How about practicing those and knowing what to do? Because sometimes those can get a little crazy out there.
Yep. Yeah, we probably practice those, I'd say, at least once every week, pickoffs to rundown. So we work on pickoffs and then get the pickles in there, as you call it. And but yeah, we're pretty good at those, I'd say, and those are the ones you want to get. You don't want to be the team that doesn't practice that and then give a guy a free base. So.
Dixon Williams joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios. You got a question or comment, you can get it in on Facebook while he hangs out here for a few minutes. We'll be live, of course, coming up 3 o'clock on Pirate Radio Live. Dixon, what's the week look like for you guys this week? What you got coming up?
We just have lift today, and then we'll practice throughout the week till Thursday, and then scrimmage again this weekend, Friday through Sunday. Yeah,
and how competitive do those scrimmages get when you guys are? Do you pick teams? How does that work?
They pick the teams, and they make them pretty even. Yeah. They try to keep the games competitive because you don't want it to get dry out there while you're playing each other, because when you play another uniform, it's going to be real competitive. So.
What pitcher has given you the most trouble here these last few weeks?
I'd say really any of the guys that work really quick, kind of just forcing me in the box, because now you got that rule that applies and you got to be in there within 10 seconds. So that really is the most uncomfortable thing. So we have a good amount of guys that work with good pace, but really that's been the biggest thing keeping me uncomfortable, I would say.
Yeah, I feel like when the pitch clock was introduced, we looked at it more so from the pitcher standpoint. Like, man, you got to get up there, get ready, or it's going to be a ball. Didn't talk as much about the hitter standpoint, where you guys sometimes like to step out, have a routine, or whatever. But now you guys got to be ready to go. So was that an adjustment for you at all?
Not for me. I usually have a pretty quick routine, but we practice it now because it's something that can affect the game. Obviously now, with them being able to call a strike, I mean, you can strike out and not even see a pitch now. So we try to work on our routines and keep them under 10 seconds.
Dixon Williams joining us. Another ranking for this team today. Dixon, pay any attention to that stuff?
I try not to. Yeah, I mean, coach says it all the time. It doesn't really matter where you start, where you finish.
Yeah, good to be recognized though, right?
It is.
I mean, and the expectation is for this team to be good every year, and the standard has been set. So not really pressure, but it's got to make you feel good to go out there knowing that, people believe in you, and from the inside and outside.
Yeah, no, it's good to have that recognition, but you also got to be able to open a weekend. We got to be able to go out and compete against those guys, because they're going to try, and everybody's going to want to beat us this year, and we're going to want to beat everybody, but we can't be complacent with our ranking.
And we've seen opening weekends not go so well at ECU.
Yes, we have.
You guys will be ready to go each and every time out. And I believe it was Carter Cunningham. I asked him, about the, his day-to-day and all that stuff. You got to, next practice, next at bat, next pitch. But also when you're in Charlottesville, you got to be thinking, man, we need to be playing these games at home. So, how do you kind of compartmentalize all that? And he said just treating every game, whether it's midweek, whether it's Friday, Sunday, whatever the day, you got to win that day. Yeah. And is that the mindset you guys take?
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. Like, no matter what game it is, what practice, what rep, like, treat everything like it's the national championship game, because really every game helps us get there, and you don't know what game is going to affect us hosting a regional or being in somebody else's home territory. So we definitely have to come in with that mindset every day.
Dixon Williams joining us. Dixon, I'm sure you know some guys playing around the state, whether it be North Carolina, NC State, Charlotte, whatever. It's easy to flip on a college football game or college basketball game. And now with ESPN Plus, honestly, it's easy to find some baseball. But how, aware are you and how much do you know about the opponents you'll be facing this year? I mean, I got to imagine it's tough to kind of scout everybody, right?
Yeah, well, we don't really look. I wouldn't say I look ahead or know anybody, but we have a pretty good plan every time we go out.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see who we're facing, what he's got, and so when we play the teams, we know what we're getting into, and we kind of know the scouting report on everybody. Other than new guys where we haven't seen anything from them, but by on a weekend series by Saturday, we'll have pretty much everybody.
And as Cliff says, if y'all play the way you're supposed to, you'll win a lot of those games. If you don't, you'll lose them. So
exactly.
And it is interesting this year. So your first conference series is at UTSA, followed by UAB, followed by FAU, followed by Charlotte. That is 4 new teams in a row to this league. So then you'll get Wichita, Memphis, South Florida, Tulane, and then end with Rice. You're actually playing more series against new teams than you are old teams, which is kind of unique. I know it doesn't matter much to you, but just something in the schedule, a little scheduling quirk there.
Right, yeah. And we kind of switch it every year, so we won't be in the same places as last year.
Yeah.
Obviously, Wichita comes to us. We went there last year, so it's always different every year.
Do you have a rival in this conference or a team that you guys enjoy playing, like to beat? Maybe there's a little talk going on. Anybody come to mind?
I think we always like playing Cincinnati, but obviously we're not playing them anymore. But we always played them so much, it felt like a rival. It was like
right, you'd play them here and there.
Yeah, exactly. So we played them, I think 7 or 8 times last year because we ended up facing them in the conference tournament too. So we were always playing with those guys. They were fun to play against, and I wouldn't really say it was smack talk, but we kind of knew some of the guys, and it was just a fun game to play in. Any
added oomph when you take on a North Carolina, a NC State, a Duke, a team like that?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Every time. And the fans always bring the energy. I wouldn't say at the other places, we went to Carolina last year and Pirate fans packed that out. So I think we do a great job with that. But there's always some added energy for those games.
Dixon Williams joining us, Pirate Radio Studios. East Carolina will get their season underway with Ryder coming up on February the 16th. That'll be a Friday opening day, 4 o'clock first pitch at Clark LeClaire Stadium. And Dixon, I don't know, anything individually you want to accomplish between now and that date? We're getting closer to it. Anything you want to fine tune here? Just really getting ready for the season, getting my classes straight. I want to be good in that aspect, and just being healthy. Just that way I don't have to deal with anything nagging during the season. How difficult is the picking of a walk-up song? How much do you think about it? I'd say each guy definitely spends 2 to 2+ hours finding a walk-up song. You can't just pick one off your head. You got to listen to it, kind of feel out what it's going to be like. You might even have to hit a walk, how am I going to walk up to the plate with this one? So it's definitely it's a process. You got yours ready to go? Or? I do. Okay. Yeah, you want to save it? Or it's up to you. You want to are we going to play it up here? If Shirley can pull it real quick. Can you pull a Dixon's walk-up song if he says it real quick? If we can find a live version. I don't want to get kicked off of Facebook and YouTube. What is it? Oh, yeah. It's Calabria, 2008 maybe. Okay. Little club mix. Okay, Shirley, see if you can find that, and we'll hit a few seconds of that. I always enjoy making the. You got to have something. I mean, you obviously want something that you like. Yeah. You can't have a walk-up song that's not your personality. True. So, but I also want something that gets the fans into it a little bit too. So. Yeah, I think it's a good mix. You either play something that every single person knows so they can get involved with it, or you have something totally unique. Right. And I don't. Maybe I'll recognize this when I hear it. You might. I do not know it off the name of it, but like Carter's from a couple of years ago, nobody knows what the hell that is. Yeah, and it became a hit. It did. It's very popular now.
Okay, let me see if this is it.
All right, let's see.
This is kind of it, but this is a little more remixy. It's on Apple. I know I played on Apple.
Somebody had used this maybe a couple years ago.
Destination Calabria or just
It's just Calabria 2008.
Calabria 2008. Okay, hold on.
You 2000 and late, sure.
I did not include the number. That's why. Okay.
But,
That sounded familiar to me.
Dylan Cruz used it.
Okay. Calabria 2008. So what are you, Dixon? You a club guy?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Just like the tune?
Yeah, just some upbeat music.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Now, what is your philosophy on changing music? You trying to you want to stick with it the whole year, right? But
Now that depends.
Yeah.
If I think you got to go with what's going on right now, like what's popular on
Yeah.
TikTok and all that stuff. So that kind of keeps everybody engaged too. Here we go. This is it.
okay.
We'll start at about right here,
Okay.
or no, right here.
I can see the crowd clapping a little bit. Ah, that's a good call, man.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I have the best. I think Jacob Starling has me beating that category.
I can see
I'm
Jake
I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah, don't spoil it. I can see Jake Hunter dancing to this as you come up to the
Yeah.
plate.
No, that'd be cool. I'll ask him about
The
that.
crowd getting hype. All right, I like it. Dixon, good luck, man. Thanks for hanging out. We'll keep up with you and talk to you during the season as well. But good luck if we don't talk to you before opening
Awesome.
day.
Yeah,
Appreciate it,
thank y'all
man.
for having me.